السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اجتنابه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Again, we are continuing to study the story of Mary in the Quran. So we studied up to the verse 34. So 34 says, such was Jesus, the son of Mary, and this is the truth of this matter about whose nature they so deeply disagree. Whose nature, this kind of action which is taking through Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary's experience, and that this breaks the regular perception of the order of the universe. Of course, human perception. How does it happen? We discussed on it in a great detail. The essence of the message of the story of Mary, I understand, is to teach us. First, God doesn't have to be bound, doesn't have to follow the order he himself established. That is number one. Number two, the order as we see it is taking place within a certain principles set by the one who established the order. And these certain principles includes in it very important element, which we all have to bear in mind and we should never forget. What is that? The creation, the act of creation in the universe is not set alone within the order so that it is continuing itself. How that? What is the difference between a creation which is set by God and this creation now is continuing as it was set by its creator? And the other option is the creator creates within an order everything at every moment by his will. He wills, they exist. The second option is very difficult to comprehend, next to impossible to comprehend by human beings. But it is difficult to comprehend, but when we realize that the creator of the universe has realized the existence of this universe in such a way that everything is connected with each other, but the things have no quality to connect themselves with the other elements of the universe, but they are given existence in a perfect, harmonious way. And their existence is continuously changing. There are many elements here. The order seems to be standard, never change, but the creatures, the beings in it, first, they exist within a perfect harmony in spite of them having any quality of establishing this relationship. The subtitle second, because we are studying the second section of understanding the order of the universe. Now, if you like, A, B. Now we are going to study B. B is, they are continuously changing. C, they are changing, but the order is not changing. D, their existence is taking place in such a way that they cannot change themselves, their situation. They have no quality to do that. Now, it becomes almost incomprehensible for any capacity of the human beings within the order of this universe, within the limitations of this existence. But human intellect, human feelings are endless, open to limitlessness, infinity. So although we are not seeing any example of it, so that we will make sense of it within the limitations of this universe. But our intellect, our feelings do not recognize or accept the limitations of this universe. We can go beyond the capacity of the universe and understand that the creator of this universe is manifesting in his qualities and demonstrating himself to us in such a way that it must be nothing to do with the nature of this universe. And we can understand this simple example if you look at any piece, let's say, any piece of art. It is the typical example. The universe is an art. It's unimaginably perfect art. And you cannot find the artist within the universe. It is the maker, creator of the art of the universe. So human intellect can comfortably comprehend that the creator of this universe should not be, as we can imagine, a part of this universe, or a kind of, it should not have an existence, a kind of this universe has an existence. This universe is an art. The creator of this universe is the artist. Can you find the artist within the art? his art or her art? No, but are you doubtful? Do you have any right to doubt that this art needs an artist to come into existence? Because the pieces of art cannot give existence to themselves. They have no choice, they have no quality to decide about anything. What is going on here? Human intellect, not the experience, human intellect can comfortably comprehend that the creator of the universe must have another quality of existence, another level of existence, which is beyond human perception within this universe. But human intellect can understand it. That is why in these discussions, we keep repeating one phrase. Belief is only possible through using one's intellect. It is a conclusion as a result of the experience of this world. I see this world is a wonderful place, and it is amazing. It is elements, ingredients, have no quality of choosing knowledge, wisdom, planning, anything, but itself is perfectly planned, perfectly willed by another one, and with in a perfect wisdom arranged everything for a certain purpose, that it is continuously renewing its existence, not by itself, but we see that the universe is continuously renewed. So let's be clear about it. We must come to a logical, intellectual conclusion that the creator, the source of existence of this universe, cannot be imagined within the limitations of this universe. But this universe is a witness demonstrating its quality and clearly stating or clearly explaining to us that its creator cannot be thought of within the conditions of this universe. As the piece of art cannot be the artist of the piece. Imagine it as far as the artist is concerned. I think you hear me now. I've got the signal that internet connection is unstable. Now, the universe says the qualities of the creator, of my creator, let's make the universe speak now, must have infinite qualities, absolute qualities, so that you cannot imagine the nature, essence of the qualities, but you can intellectually conclude that such a being must exist. That is called belief in ghaib. Belief in the one who is the source of existence of this universe and cannot be thought of, imagined of, within the limitations of this universe. This is the hard core of the teachings of the story of Mary. That is why, from time to time, although may not be in today's in details that we discuss today, that the story of Mary is about continuously renewed nature of the universe by its creator, who, by definition, must be absolute infinite. That is the story we hear in this verse. Such was Jesus, the Son of Mary, and this is the truth of this matter about whose nature, how come that a baby can exist or can come into the world without the accustomed limitations of the order of the universe. They so deeply disagree. The disagreement we will study, God willing, inshallah, in the following minutes, not hours. The other disagreement we will discuss about the nature of Jesus. But here, the disagreement is about the way the baby Jesus was created. Because if someone cannot comprehend or doesn't want to understand, well, people have free will, they can choose anything they want. If they don't want to comprehend or doesn't want to understand, they will definitely say that Mary is telling a lie. Why? Because their experience of the universe so far, according to them, happening by itself in an order, and God or a creator must have put the universe or might have put the universe into this order, but the order is working by itself, they say. But as far as this matter is concerned, a person who says, who understands or claims, whatever it is, whatever his understanding or belief is, the universe is existing by itself and continuing its existence and trying to perfect itself so that it will become more and more perfect and it will be more fitting to their own existence in this way or another. And a person says, God created the universe. I believe the universe must have a creator and he created the universe. I believe that. But the universe is working now by itself. As he created it, be careful here, as he created it with this potentiality. There may be some difference in these two approaches. The first one is completely denying the possibility that the universe must have been created by a conscious being. But now it is acting by itself. The second one says, no, God created it, and it is now independently developing, improving its existence within the order that God established. I mean, the second option is at least has some ingredients of truth. But as far as my practical life right now is concerned, right now, I am doing whatever I am. God has put the universe into an order is functioning, and I am functioning by myself. I am not being created at every moment. My cells are making me age, and my cells are deciding that I should die. Why? Because God ordained the universe to be in this way. Now we have a very serious question at this moment. at this stage of train of thinking. Do I feel responsible to God with this understanding at all? Do I feel any responsibility for anything? Why? God left me alone. So I will say, okay, God created me, thank God, but stay there. I will take care of my life. How about choosing according to my feelings, which of them say, do this, this is right. Some of them says, you can't do it. Don't do that. But I am choosing as I want. I have no responsibility. And what is in this case, it seems to be, of course, this person believed in God and believed in the fact that the order has been put into practice by God. But as far as his understanding, he doesn't feel responsible for his choices. He must say, what is the purpose in being given the ability to choose? What is the purpose for it? You can adjust yourself to the order of the universe and then die. What will happen? No, this is how the order is. Is there any room to believe that my feelings necessitate that there must be a continuation of existence? I must be taken into account, and I must be given my account as far as my responsibilities are concerned, and I am accountable to my creator. I will say, oh, creator, you left me alone here. So if you really deeply think about it, this understanding of believing God does not help me to watch out what I am doing, what I am choosing. So I will feel as free as a person who claims that the universe existed by itself and it is eternal, or whatever the ideas they have, without referring its existence to a conscious being. Practically speaking, I mean, I wouldn't say there was no difference, but I would say not much at all. The person may say the creator of the universe, there is a creator of the universe, and he has established order, although he is not interfering in my life now. So it opens the way to not take notice of God's speech, to not take notice of the practices of the prophet, and be an example for me to do the right thing, to choose the right thing. And it doesn't give any room to believe that I will be resurrected. Why? But that is how I am set to exist at a point, to come into life at a point, and die away at another point. Point A with point B. And this is only my lifespan. That is how the order has been established, and I'm done after I die. Look, many elements of the belief that we're here and our human feelings require has no room in this belief. That is why we have to be very careful that every moment, for every being, they need to be given existence by a conscious being, but this conscious being is so absolute that everything is under his will, happening right now, and He is taking care of my existence. He is taking care of my life. He is, that is very important, taking I admit that. I confirm that. I confirm that. I stop sometimes because I got the signal that internet connection unstable, so it wouldn't record and you wouldn't hear. But it is gone now. I can continue. But if you don't hear my voice, please remind me, warn me, please, so that I should stop speaking, wait until it gains its stability. Now, did we understand the importance of realizing that every moment, everything is the direct act of creation of the creator of the whole universe? That is why we cannot imagine. That is why it is practically, experientially not possible. Logically, intellectually, not only possible, it is a necessary to conclude that the creator of the universe must have absolute qualities, must have a different level of existence. My existence is dependent, my existence is transient, and his existence must be just the opposite, because I am continuously under his act of creation. If he stops creating me right now, I cannot see anything within me, within the universe, which will sustain my existence even for a second. Nothing has the power to do that. It requires that my existence must be realized every moment by an absolute being. So, conclusion, we should not try to imagine absolute. Because when you imagine anything, you can imagine only within the limitations of this created world. But we are talking about the source of existence of this created world, which must necessarily be an absolute infinite being. That is God, as the Quran says. This is what God is doing here. The beautiful verses refer to this point, actually. Now, I think one more point we have to pay attention as far as the next verse is concerned. Let's see. It is not conceivable that, verse 35, it is not conceivable that God should have taken unto himself a son. He is far above that. When he wills a thing to be, he but says unto it, be, and it is. Now, there is an interesting nuance in the original word, which says here, let me see, I cannot see because I'm looking at my notes, that وَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُنْ. Now, look, the translation says, he says, be and it is, and be and it is. But we have to understand better. فإنما يقول له or قال له كن فكان. كان, although in the language of the Quran, simple past form, it's Arabic, simple past. In the scriptures, simple past usually used not referring to the past time, but certainty of the subject of the sentence. That is scriptural principle for every scripture you read. Torah, the Bible, whatever, the Quran, whatever you read. But he says, feyekun. Yekun is in a, I think it's called present tense continuous. Present tense continuous. What does it mean? It is an ongoing process. Now, فإذا قضى أمرا, whenever he wills a thing, and he wants to do something, فإنما, he doesn't do anything else but wills. يقول, not that human beings speak, but doesn't do any action that we are familiar with, for example, using a tool, hands, etc., but just wills for it, whatever he has in his mind, in his plan. Could just say, oh, that is what it has to be like this. فَيَكُونُ, and it continuously happens in this way. And that also gives the clarity in our understanding. The Quranic scriptural language also refers to the fact that the act of creation is a continuous act of creation. And some people, unfortunately, some people who believe in God and who believe that the order of the universe has been established, instituted by God, they are saying, they are inferring, not consciously really, فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَكَانَ. There is no such thing in the Quran. And also the universe witnesses that no. Because when you say God created the universe, now it is continuing. It means the act took place in the past. Creation, act of creation took place in the past, but it itself is continuing now within the order he established. Do you understand the very crucial difference between these understandings? So if we say to ourselves, inshallah, we can finish this verse today. So inshallah, we can go a bit further as well. If we say, I believe in God, the universe must have a creator. Yes, that is good. That is correct. Well, I wouldn't object that, correct. But the problem is, which kind of God he is. How do you define it? The one who created the universe and left it on its own order, that it is working like a machine now, or the factory, for example, human actions are like this. When they make a car, for example, or whatever, or computer, they deliver the computer to the users, and they have nothing to do with it now. The computer keeps working within the order that the engineers set it. That is human act. We cannot give existence because we know, simply because we know that the computer or the car, let's make the example one simple, car is working within the conditions of the universe. But the universe and its conditions are continuously created by God. But God promised that he doesn't change the order. It means he promised that if you do this, I will create that. For example, the simplest example is, if you put the water on fire, I will create the heat. But watch out, I am not bound to this order. I am an absolute being. I may change it on some occasions, but these occasions will be rare and for a purpose. Again, to demonstrate, the purpose is to demonstrate that I have a free will, I create everything continuously, and I am not bound by the order I myself established. That is fair enough to understand. If God was bound by the order he established, he would have no choice. And I have to take him back to the beginning of the universe. He commanded the universe to exist, and that is it. With his absolute power again, but with his absolute power, he established the order of the universe, and he is not interfering it now. He left it alone. That is why some people say, at this stage, God did this, and then at this stage, God did another thing, and then, okay, I've done my best, I'm going to rest. That is why some people accept some days as resting days. God did not work, I will not work either on this day. But I mean, it doesn't make sense at all, because we call it every Saturday, every Sunday, whatever, even every Friday is the solar system of the universe, not the beginning of the universe. It doesn't make sense. That is why in Islam, in the Quranic teaching, there is no resting day. Everything is continuously created and demonstrating its qualities to every human being. So we may, if we want, and we have the capacity to do that, we can engage with his demonstration and start reading what it says. It is not a static book. It is not a static mirror, but what is reflected in the mirror is continuously changing. What does it mean? If the image, real image, existing outside of the mirror, now, if I see that the image, reflection of the image, whatever it is continuously changing, what does it mean? Is mirror changing, or the real object out of the mirror, out of the mirror is changing? So the reflection is changing accordingly. Now the outside of the mirror, the object is changing. That is why the reflection is changing. What does it mean? This is, of course, just an analogy which is taken from the limited conditions of the universe. When we see that if the manifestation of the creator of the things is continuously changing, what does it mean? The act of creating is continuously changing, so that the mirror demonstrates that his qualities are continuously changing. When you watch a movie, what happens? The screen continues to change. What does it mean? The recording of the movie is or has been taken through a continuously changing actions and appearance of the vision that we are seeing on the screen. Do you see the analogy here? If the manifestations of the qualities of the creator is continuously changing, the owner of these qualities must have also continuously changing in their manifestations. That is absolute being. We cannot say that God is continuously changing. No, we are not seeing the reflection of God here. We are seeing the qualities, the reflections of the qualities of the creator. It means he is, the creator is ever in act. How the absolute being cannot be imagined. And about the absolute being, you cannot ask how, but we see the result. We see the result. Because how means, how is it happening? I have to explain it within the conditions of the universe. God is not within the conditions of the universe. I shouldn't contradict myself. So the manifestation is continuously changing. I think we understood again, the core message of the Quran is not to believe in God, not to introduce that the universe has a creator. Even those people who have never been exposed to the scriptures, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, whatever, they can conclude that the universe must have a creator. That is very human. The Quran introduces which kind of God he is. This phrase, kun fayakun, يقول له كن فيكون, the phrase, it means he but says unto it, be and it is quite a number of times repeated in the Quran. And backbone teaching of the Quran is be and it is. Not necessarily, although included, the backbone of the teachings of the Quran is to believe in God. That is very simplistic. For example, the followers of other scriptures and even the humanist people, these people, for example, believe that the universe must have a creator. Yeah, correct. Which kind of creator is he? No answer. He created the universe. And we are free now to act. That is what we have to be ever watchful of, inshallah. Now, let's continue a little bit further. Let me put my glasses and read on my notes, small letters here. Jesus continued, surely God is my Lord. Now that Jesus is speaking, we say, of course, we will talk about it. Let me complete the reading of the verse now. God is my Lord as well as your Lord. So worship him. That is a straight path. Okay. There are 2 points here. One is Jesus is speaking. One aspect of this narration is demonstrating that God is must be free. I mean, if he is not free, he cannot be God, the creator, to make a baby speak. How? We are accustomed that the babies don't speak. Does it necessitate that the creator of the baby cannot make it speak? Look, in a few months or year, 1 or 2 years, the baby starts speaking. How? With the ability God gives him. It means creates the baby as a speaking child. Now, who is creating the speaking ability, speech ability in a child? The one who created the universe when he, according to our calculation, 1 or 2 years old. That is our calculation, our perception of the universe. But as far as it is creator is concerned, he is the one who creates a 2 or 3 demonstrates, but in this case, demonstrating that, look, I can make a baby to speak because I am the one who makes 2 years old child speak. That is what I create. While you are speaking right now, that is my act of creation. So how can you say that I cannot make a baby speak? No, it is impossible. So this is exceptional creation for a purpose, to demonstrate that this child has a strange way of, unaccustomed way of existence by the creator, again, given by the creator, and he is going to do something and unexpected, bring the message to you in an unexpected way, receiving revelation from God. So it is the way, or one way of, the first way, God is free to create everything in a miraculous way, and his every act of creation is a miraculous creation anyways, because no one can create the universe as it is today. And no one could have given an existence a universe it was previously experienced, let's say last year or yesterday. That is God's act of creation, giving an example that he has an absolute freedom of choice. Another example is a special miracle has been demonstrated on a child, so that this child is going to be appointed to a special mission by God, so that the people will be convinced about his claim, because he will claim that he has received a message from the creator. So the people will say, yeah, in his own birth, he was created in an unaccustomed way. Now he says he is receiving message. It is from God. It is an unaccustomed way of receiving message from God, because I don't receive a message from God speech by speech, or word by word, but I am given the ability to remember, to sort out the problems and find a solution for I don't know, what am I going to do, and understand, memorize it, etc. These are all the acts of creation. Revelation is not experience. A revelation is not a common experience. That is why people find it strange. This is a preparation. First aspect of this type of creation is demonstrating a miraculous, exceptionally miraculous act of creation. Second aspect is to giving certainty to the people to take notice of Jesus' teaching seriously, as he will declare. Two things. Wisdom is to make the people feel comfortable about the claim of a person who says, I received message, special message from God. This is an exceptional creation. So how can I believe in it? If exceptional acts of creation takes place within the existence of this person, the person who claims that he has received the message, it will mean for human beings that, look, the creator of the universe has changed the way he creates that we are accustomed with, in order to demonstrate that the creation of the claim of revelation is from him. For example, if I say, I am sitting here, and let's say uh, my friend in the same room comes out and says, Ali said such and such sentences. And people are suspicious because they have no evidence. How can they trust this man? If I say, yes, I did that, or if I nod my head, what does it mean? Change my habit as a response to what is claimed out there. Would you believe that? Oh, yeah. Because the source of this revelation changed his normal way of behavior as a response to what he claimed, that he has received the message from God. Miracles are necessary for the prophets. We have various ways of examining the prophets. First of all, if he says, God said this, it must make sense to me, unless I am biased to deny it for any reason. I can do that. I have the ability to do that. I have given the option to do that. I can deny it. And also, if this revelation must be according to the acts of creation, acts of God in the universe, so that I will say, it must make sense to me. It must be in harmonies with what I see in the universe. They must collaborate together. And then I have to see one more thing. In order to take this claim seriously, this man must be given the evidence that what he claims is approved by the creator of the universe. Because the prophets claim that they received the revelation from, I'm not saying God, but I will say it at the end, from the creator of the universe. And the creator of the universe changes its habit as I am experiencing, as I am accustomed with. On the claim, I am the prophet employed by God, and I have received the message, and something happens suddenly that I'm not accustomed with. It means change of the acts of creation, as I am accustomed with. I say, oh, the creator of the universe confirmed it. That is why, first, the message that the prophet brings must be approvable, confirmable by my unspoiled, unbiased human feelings. That is, I am free to spoil my feelings. That is one. And it must be in conformity with what I observe in the universe, number two. Number three is this man must be given miracles. That is necessary. Now Jesus is given miracles here. Let's read this one. Surely God is my Lord. That was the reference to Jesus speaking as a baby in the cradle. Surely God is my Lord as well as your Lord. That the message is conveyed. So worship him. That is a straight path. There are lots of points here to be mentioned. To worship him. What does it mean? Worshipping him, it means do not attach any quality to anything in the universe, but to their creator, because the mirror cannot have any quality to produce the image reflected in it. The mirror cannot do that. That is for sure. The universe is a mirror demonstrating what its creator is manifesting here. That is, worship essentially means not attributing any quality to anything else. If we fail, the Quran severely warns us. It is called in the Quranic language shirk, never ever be forgiven. But if the person repents and say, no, 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 it was wrong, I confirm now, this is accepted. But if this person remains in shirk, never ever forgive. Why? Because the purpose of the universe is failed in his life. Purpose of its being created, his or her being created in the world, is failed in this life. Now we understand this. Worship means accepting God only. So in our relationship with the rest of the universe, I have to be always in contact with the creator of the universe, because I'm experiencing the acts of creation of God. So I have to say, for example, I don't know, this tree looks wonderful. No, be careful. Where is worship? This tree is created in a wonderful way. His creator is a wonderful creator. That is worship. Of course, the worship has extended meaning as physically engaging in this realization, like praying, fasting, giving zakat, physically practicing it, because we are given these physical qualities to live in this world. So we have to practice it, not only intellectually, not only emotionally, but also in physically. That is also included in worship. And this type of worship is taught in the practical life of the messengers. They are instructed that by God, as if God is telling them, look, they should do their physical worship as far as they are, together with their understanding, belief, together with their emotions, which is conviction, yaqeen, in the language of the Quran, but being absolutely certain, and also the body, because human beings have all these qualities and we must worship with all of our qualities. It means communicate with God with all our qualities. Now, the Quran teaches us what the content of belief is and how our human feelings can engage with the content of this belief. And the prophets come and demonstrate how you should do it. Practice it in your life, not only in the form of prayer, not only in the form of giving giving to charity, but in the form of my relationship with my environment, my relationship with anything, anybody, any creature, and my understanding of the existence in such a way that I will respect, I will be grateful to the creator of this universe as well as me. That is the more comprehensive way of understanding worship. Today's last point maybe, let me see the verse again. That is a straight path. What does it mean? The time is up. I have to hurry as well, a little bit. So, straight path. What is the straight path? Now, I am going from point A to point B, all right? from New York to Massachusetts. Okay. Straight path is the shortest path. Shortest. Because if it is not the shortest, it will be extended. So straight path means directly getting into contact with my target, wherever I am going, wherever I want to go. Straight path. How about my existence? My existence is given to me alongside with my consciousness to acknowledge, to investigate, to search for my source of existence. Where did I come from? What am I doing here? Who gave me my existence? What is it? What is expected from my life? Why I am giving this wonderful life, and at the end I'm dying, I am giving death? What is the point? Is it only the only existence? My feelings rebel this. What is this contradiction for? This is the purpose of existence. That is, we understand the purpose of God to create me so that I will investigate, I will improve my potentialities, and I will become more and more familiar with my Creator. That is enlightenment, that is realization, that is fulfilling the purpose of existence of the universe, purpose of existence of me, and the purpose of the acts, creators, creating this universe. These are all combined in the same point. The purpose of existence is worship, and we have to do it on the straight path, without any twisting, without any deviation, without any pollutions, obstacles on the way. For example, saying, look, all right, God creates me, but he gave me the freedom. I can do anything I want. Your freedom is given to you for a purpose. You have to fulfill the purpose of existence of your freedom in such a way that you will hit the target in the closest way, in the shortest way. That is Sirat al-Mustaqim. That's how we understand Sirat al-Mustaqim. Straight path to God, reach God in every level of existence. My intellect, my feelings, emotions, my spirit, my body. My, of course, realization of my body, consciousness of my bodily duties. Everything must be on the right track. That is called Sirat al-Mustaqim. So Jesus, when he was a baby, he reminded people, hey, think about it. Now it is very, very precise saying. I mean, this is the translation. We don't have to go into Arabic and translate it and see the details. No. We are just making it practical for me. What should I understand from the message of this verse and practice it in my life? That is the purpose of our class. Our class is not studying the grammatic structure of Quran. The purpose of our class is not really paying attention to the rhetoric, the beauty, and the eloquence of the Quranic language, not learning Arabic, or even Quranic Arabic. This is not our purpose, although these are very, very important elements in our knowledge. But our purpose is to see the content of the verse and how can I relate it to my life in a general terms. When you study in particulars, that is, it's a huge subject. It is beyond my capacity. And also there are other people studying the beauty of the Arabic Quranic language. That is somehow fulfilled, but application of my life in real life, not only taking a lesson from it. Now, it is for me now to understand this. Surely, what the verse says, surely God is my Lord as well as your Lord. I'm not exceptional. I have to accept, confirm my Creator as my Lord, as you are expected to confirm the Creator of the universe as your Lord. This is the straight path. That's what we are going to train when I get older and experience life, and God will reveal me. It is a preparation for the prophethood. Inshallah, the following verse is 37. The sects differ among themselves is also extremely, to me, very important. And nowadays, it is a dispute between the followers of the scriptures of God. And let's see what God in the Quran reveals and teaches us, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you for your patience, by the way. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Before you leave, please, and now there are, jewels in each of these verses. So I have to really try to get it and clear my mind about the content of these verses. So I don't have time very much. But one day, for example, when we finish one section of the Quran, this is, for example, Maryam's collection of the Maryam's story. When we finish it, you can ask, why do we keep reciting this verse? In fact, the verse says, قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. What is the significance of closing the discussion with this verse? Inshallah, that is an interesting point as well. I would like to share my understanding of it, but it doesn't mean that I invented them. No, I'm reading here and there and collecting the information and analyzing it and putting into a principle of making the Quran practical guide for my life right now. That is why we read the stories of the Prophet. We read any kind of verse related, for example, giving reference to the past. We don't say that Jesus lived in Bethlehem or wherever he lived. None of my business. What is the message? What do you want me to learn from this? I'm not studying history. I'm not studying geography, where the Bethlehem is or whatever. You understand? That is our point here, or the principle of studying here. Although we don't exclude and discard and also reduce the value of other ways of studying the Quran. No, they are as important as this one, inshallah. So, inshallah, for example, when we finish this section, Mary, we are going to study an amazing subject, not very much studied among the scholars or public speakers, Muslim public speakers, da'is they call them, the people who teach the Quran and to teach the people about Islam, not much. For example, the story of Moses is very famous. Now you see here and there very references to it. There are a lot of references to it. Story of, Noah, maybe somehow. Story of Adam, maybe a little bit, but not in details. But story of Suleiman in the Quranic language, Solomon, not mentioned much. That is an interesting subject. Inshallah, at the conclusion of the story of Mary, inshallah, it will take sometimes, maybe a few more weeks. Afterwards, we will study inshallah, if God wills, if what creates us again. So we will study the Solomon. Before starting the Solomon, you can remind me, we are going to talk about this verse that we keep repeating at the end of every class that we are having as a closing prayer. What does it mean? Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, I'll see you next Saturday, next Monday, next Wednesday.